everyone. Welcome to True Natural Healing. Doug and I are outside getting some vitamin D.
Yeah,
And
while the chemtrails aren't blasting the skies and the increased UVB burning everybody. So you got to get it while you can.
I wanted to share with you guys his experience that he's had with Vipassana 10-day silent meditation. This kind of stuff is so interesting to me. It's intriguing, and I thought maybe there was someone else that would like to hear about it as well. I never heard about it until November. I met another detoxification specialist that had been to a 10-day silent meditation. So, Doug, how did you first learn about there was a place you could go for a 10-day silent meditation?
I had a buddy that was recommending it to me. I was up in Olympia, Washington with, like I said, a couple friends. At that time, I was in a place of deep, emotional, mental, physical suffering, and they recommended it as a way to, help be with the pain as far as my injuries go. And then they also said it would just, help me overall in my day-to-day practices. And so...
How long ago did you do your first one?
I have no...
A couple years. What time of year was it?
It was in January.
Summer?
It was January 22nd till February 2nd or somewhere around there. Because you end up staying for like 11 days. The last day you talk and still do meditation.
So what do you get to take with you?
Well, essentially they'd like you to bring nothing but essentials, just like some clothing. They want your legs covered, your arms covered, your personal hygiene stuff, but no writing, no reading, no any of that. They'd like you to be 100% present, from waking till going to bed.
Take us through a typical day, like when the food is offered and then how the layout of the day goes.
Okay, cool. So if my mental body serves me, 4:30 is wake up, or actually the wake up's at 4, and then the first meditation's at 4:30 to 6:30, and at 6:30 to 7:15 is breakfast. And they offer a vegetarian breakfast. If you like fruit, they have fruit. If you want stewed prunes or oatmeal or toast or whatever the vegetarian options are. So you got those. Directly after that, you have like 15 minutes to head back to your room, do whatever you need to do. And then there's a group meditation in the main hall, so everybody comes together, does an hour-long sitting, and then you leave directly from there and have your own personal meditation sitting, which is another hour. And so by this point in time, what'll that be? 17, 8, 15, 9, 15. Anyway, so it's like a couple hours or so, and then after that, around 11. So you're basically in meditation till 11, and then you've got lunch at 11 a.m. And then the lunch they offer raw combo salad stuff, and then whatever cooked options. Once again, it's vegetarian. For me personally, like in the morning, I would just eat oranges and then just have like a raw combo salad. And that's the last meal of the day, is at 11 a.m. You've got about 45 minutes to eat, and then you have an hour-long break thereafter. After the break, what time? I'm not going to keep track of time so much, but after that, everybody comes together once again for generally a 2-hour sitting. After that hour-long break in the main meditation hall. For the first 3 days, it's only an hour, but after that, they're taking it to the next level, and you do like a 2-hour meditation. And every day, your practice evolves. They have you starting with just focusing on the inhale and exhale of the nose, the inflow and outflow of the breath through the nostrils. And then on day 4, you go deeper into the body, focusing on the sensations on the skin, just throughout the outer part of your physical being. So after that 2 hour sitting, you basically go back and you do another 1 hour sitting by yourself. And then there's probably about a 15-minute break before everybody comes together and goes back into the main hall, and everybody comes together, does another 1 hour sitting together, and then there's a short break, and this is generally around the evening time. And after that short break ends, everybody comes into the main hall once again for what's called the main discourse. This Vipassana meditation was created by a gentleman by the name of S.N. Goenka, and so he basically talks for about 45 minutes in the evening to, help deepen your practice, help your relative evolution. And the main goal of this whole meditation is to overcome the suffering in our lives. It helps reduce the aversion. And then there are three main aspects of suffering that he goes over. I don't recollect all of them at the moment. I know aversion was one, but basically you're helping yourself overcome the three main forms of suffering. So yeah, he talks, and then everybody sits for an hour, and by this time it's about 9 p.m., where you're then released to head to your cabin or wherever you're staying to go to sleep. Lights out at 10, and then you repeat the process for 10 days in a row. On the 11th day, you get to talk some, and then you're still doing some meditation, but the silence has been broken at that point. That's basically the day in a nutshell. But
on a scale from 1 to 10, how strongly do you recommend someone to do this?
A 10. Definitely a 10.
So would someone just Google Vipassana silent retreat?
Yeah. They have maybe 150, 160 different retreats, or maybe 180. I don't remember the exact number, but they have them all over the world, and they're donation based. So, depending on what you can contribute, that works for them. They're very welcoming, although they like you to try and make it through all 10 of the days, because somebody else could have been in your place. Very, very, very difficult for me personally, but it was well worth the investment. I think investing into yourself is one of the most powerful things you can do, and this is probably one of the most profound experiences I've had, going within myself, because you're doing how much meditation a day? 10 hours, and so, or more. You guys can add it up. I mean, it's pretty incredible, just some of the experiences I've had, as far as, they call them like downloads or epiphanies or what have you. Just really, really getting to listen to yourself. And
is there a big shift in the ego, do you say? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so for me, like the first one I did, I was really caught up in my emotions and, the physical sensations from when I, dislocated my L5, fractured my back, had 2 degenerated discs, had a bulging disc, sciatica pain. So it was very difficult for me to sit with that pain, thinking that's who I was, the emotions that come with it, the mental thought stream that comes with it. I was, more or less engulfed in it, not being able to discern between who I really was and what was, going on a physiological level. Until like day 4 or 5, something just clicked, and I just realized that I was the observer. I think that was, one of the most crucial shifting points in, recognizing who I was versus what I was driving. And, the ego is the mind. the mind is basically an accumulation of our experiences, whether they be like memories, emotions, or any like chemical induced experience that we've had. These are basically what the ego lives through, and so there was just a profound realization that I was the observer, and the pain was just something I could observe rather than just like totally letting it consume me. And so there was a major shift. And so at that point in time, I could realize that like, hey, if the pain isn't mine, the thoughts aren't mine, the emotions aren't mine, none of this is mine. They're just experiences that I'm having. And so it was funny. At one point in time, it's almost like the pain became boring after focusing on it for so long that it was just something that was there. It wasn't, I wasn't the crippled dude that was going to be in a wheelchair at the age of 30 or whatever. I was just observing this, this flesh wagon I was in, as my friends and I like to call it. But yeah,
I think it's pretty cool and impressive that you want to do another one. That says a lot. Mm-hmm. It's definitely something I would like to experience for sure. It's on my list.
Yeah, so like a lot of people that go there recommend them or feel that they would like to do one a year. And I felt that too. Although I did 2 in 1 year, and that's a little too much. And then I skipped a few years. So yeah, I'm ready for another one. I think it's going to be really profound. And it's like, they ask you not to fast, but at the same time, you're basically doing intermittent fasting through the whole 10 days. So it's like when you're cleaning yourself up on a physiological level and you're opening yourself up, just the downloads and the information and just like that connection and like the realizations that happen for me personally and other people that experience the Vipassana, were really life-changing.
Good old self-work. Yeah. And I could see that, if you were just doing oranges the 10 days you were there, that would be incredible too, instead of any cooked options. If people are doing cooked options, just because you're vibrating even higher. And yeah, so I would love to hear from anyone who has done a 10-day silent meditation or longer. Comment below and share your experience.
Yeah, they offer them up to 20 to 40 days, depending on your level of experience. And so, yeah, I'd like to hear, what everyone else's experiences were.
Yeah, and the places you went, the retreat centers you went to, and what you got out of it, I guess you could say, or how challenging it was, or...
Yeah. The one I went to was in North Fork, California, near Fresno. Really nice. It was in like a state park, tons of manzanita trees with the red bark, just beautiful, like in the mountains with the sunset, the way the sun comes over the mountains, just beautiful. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.